The government's handling of asylum accommodation is under attack. And to be honest, it's hardly surprising. Critics say that the system is expanding and moving out into ordinary neighbourhoods. Ministers say it's necessary, but that's a lie. And here is what's happening. Opposition figures argue that the number of people in asylum accommodation continues to rise, and they say the government is increasingly shifting away from hotels towards what's called dispersal accommodation. That means housing asylum seekers in ordinary residential properties across towns and cities of Britain. Now, dispersal housing places asylum seekers in privately rented homes, often houses in multiple occupation, converted flats, regular residential streets, often close to schools. Unlike hotels, which concentrate large numbers in one site, dispersed accommodation spreads people across different locations, metastasizes the problem. Supporters say this reduces pressure on hotel capacity, but it does more than that. It means monitoring them is far more complex and indeed made impossible, so that when the uprising comes, there's this ready-made enemy invading us all across the country, dispersed, ready for the call to action to replace us. Now, opponents argue the policy creates many risks, including pressure on local housing supply, additional demand for public services, greater difficulty overseeing the accommodation. They also, of course, claim that properties used for asylum housing reduce availability in local rental markets. Basically, the immigrants get the houses, and people who actually live here, work here, and who need them are pushed to the back of the line. The government disputes aspects of this, but of course it's going to, because the one thing it doesn't want to do is the one thing it ought to do, and build a concentration camp and concentrate them all in one place and keep them there until they're ready to say, please send me home. No phones, no money, 3 square meals a day, or 2.5 at least, as much cold water as they can handle, bunks 3 high in wooden huts, and that's it. And they can go stir crazy and beg to go home. And it doesn't cost a tenth, a 20th of what it does at the moment. And of course, it's much safer for the children because you haven't got all these young men with high libidos hanging around schools, picking them out like pick and mix in a Woolworths on a Saturday morning. But the wider political argument centres on removals. Critics say too few people arriving through irregular routes are returned. They continue and argue, rather, that stronger enforcement is needed. Deter the crossings, put the Navy in the channel, arrest them the moment they step foot on British beaches, send them back, push them back, fly them out of here, send them anywhere, don't care where, just put them on the first available seat on a plane and off they go. We don't care. Government figures say removals are constrained by legal process. Simple. Change the law. Get out of the European Convention on Human Rights and bring through a law. You can do it in a day, saying illegal immigrants must be removed within 24 hours. And that's it. There is a big divide on immigration. Indeed, the people of Gorton and Denton have just voted to allow unlimited immigration into Britain that the taxpayers of Britain will pay for. That's what happens when you vote for the Greens. But there we go. We need tougher border control, border enforcement, faster removals, and we need a concentration camp to keep them all in one place so they don't represent a danger to our children. They can be monitored, and we know exactly where they are, and they won't be able to rise up and slaughter us in our bed when the time is right. Allegedly, between somewhere 2027 and 2029 is the plan. So I've heard, anyway, it's rumoured. Asylum accommodation has become a political battleground, and it's one that Labour cannot win. And oddly enough, neither can the Tories, or the Lib Dems, certainly not the Greens. I wonder who's the only party doing something about it. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks very much. Goodbye.